This is the newsroom.
This is the newsroom for Wednesday, May 7, 2025. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV NTN, and TARZEE TV in Bartica. In the headlines, lawyers of Adriana Younge's grieving family meet police commissioner in search for answers. Attorney General Anil Nandlall explains that terrorism charges for those involved in public unrest last week were not excessive.
We couldn't find a better charge. There could not have been a more appropriate charge.
Guyana defends track record on human rights issues at UN Forum. And in sport, Hetmyer's West Indies future in doubt, and Rainforest Rangers eliminated from Breakout T20 League. With the news, I'm Kurt Campbell. We're glad you can join us. First up, lawyers representing the grieving family of Adriana Younge, the 11-year-old girl who was found dead in the swimming pool of a Tushan hotel, have described a recent meeting with Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken as a necessary first step in the ongoing quest for answers. The meeting, held Wednesday morning, included two of the Commissioner's deputies, though the crime chief could not attend. Attorney at Law Dexter Todd, joined by fellow lawyer U.C. Anderson, addressed the media following the engagement, explaining that while many questions remained unanswered, the police commissioner assured them that a comprehensive investigation is underway.
This morning, we met with the Commissioner of Police and two of the Deputy Commissioners of Police. Unfortunately, the crime chief could not be in a meeting. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he had other pressing issues. And therefore, the commissioner, being the head of the force, was not at this stage briefed enough to be able to engage and answer some questions that we and the family would have had. So the way of answering those questions is that we have been advised to put them in writing, and at some stage when the answers are available, the answers will be given. We are meeting with the family now. They wanted to have some answers before they plan the date for the funeral. I will have to explain to them based on what is it that we witnessed in the meeting, and they will make a determination on the way forward in relation to the burial, because there has to be a burial and there has to be an end to her. We can't keep her in a morgue all the time.
We couldn't have found a better charge, Attorney General Anil Nandlall declared Tuesday night, defending the police decision to lay terrorism charges against scores of Guyanese recently arrested for unrest following the death of Adriana Younge. Dozens of individuals across the country have been charged and remanded under Section 309A of the Criminal Law Offences Act, a section amended to address acts intended to strike terror in the public. The charges stem from widespread violence, including the burning of tires on public roads, robberies, and the looting of Chinese-owned supermarkets.
I was on the road until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was on Annandale Public Road, where persons couldn't pass because between Annandale and Buxton, they lit the road afire. Persons couldn't pass. They had to come back to Georgetown and sleep at different places along the East Coast. You think drove up there and they saw marauding gangs with cutlass in their hands. They had face masks. And that is not fair. That is not terror. So I say to those who say that this is the wrong charge, I say to them, we couldn't find a better charge. There could not have been a more appropriate charge.
The car stolen from a customer during a robbery at a Chinese supermarket in number 65 village, currently Berbice, was recovered just 2 villages away. At approximately 1940 hours, 4 masked and armed men launched a brazen attack on the Golden Spring supermarket. Prior to storming the store, the bandits violently confronted Shivnarayan Richard, 21, from number 65 village, and Harish Prasad from number 75 village, just as they arrived to buy ice. Prasad told the newsroom that the armed robbers aggressively demanded all their valuables, which he complied with, handing over $25,000 along with a Motorola phone worth $60,000, a gold chain valued at $250,000, and several gold rings.
And guy, them try pull out my car key, but my car went the end, the key can't come out. We went in park, then the key can come out. So then see, so the key that come in now, then put me for later, and beat me up a little and anything, and then put me for later. Because me tell them my foot break, me can't walk. So then put 1 man for watch me and go on and trade and gone in the supermarket. Trade and gone, when they don't do it, they gotta do fire shot and so. Then they come out. Before them fire shot, they haul out this by you go out there, and haul you out on me front car front seat and carry you later in the supermarket. And then they come out back when they know rap Chinese and fire some shot and so, then they come out back and throw me out my car. Yeah, with my car. My brother, when we start my body, about 8 or 9 car went out to search my car, my friend them. Yeah.
And they found it.
The police found the car. The police found the car 68 back street.
To be exact, it would be 7 persons of adult, male and females, were robbed at that location of an undisclosed amount of cash. And those jewelry value to be added later. Subsequently, on that, intelligence-led policing would have led us to an area at the 68 Back Dam, where we recovered the motor car that was alleged to be stolen from the scene where the alleged robbery occurred. At this time, we are continuing our investigation actively on the grounds, and we are hoping to find some sort of evidence so that justice can be come forward in regards of the incident occurred at the supermarket.
Despite the ongoing Guyana-Venezuela border controversy, residents in Region 1 are feeling safe and more secure now, according to Regional Commander for Division 1, Senior Superintendent Krishnadat Ramana. Commander Ramana highlighted the critical role community involvement plays in maintaining security, noting that over 400 members of the community policing groups, CPGs, are actively working alongside the Guyana Police Force in border areas.
The police cannot be everywhere at the same time, and that is why we need this partnership approach, this stakeholder approach. Business persons, they have been reaching out to us who are living at border location. Residents, kids from the youth group, CPG members, so we know when things are happening, when things are not. But persons, I can say, compared to last year, they are more relaxed because they feel confident that the government is protecting them, the police force, the army. They've seen the visibility, they've seen the tranquility among the villages, among the persons, among the officials. And we have had visits from senior person in Georgetown who would be here from time to time to talk to them, to reassure them. So they have been positive, they have been looking positively at the whole aspect. We know a controversy exists, yes, but the people, their life goes on from day to day. And I don't think they are in any fear because they are positive that their government is going to look at their welfare. And at the same time, the police and the joint services, that is our sister services, the Guyana Defense Force and the fire services, they have been with us. We have been doing a lot of joint patrols in the river and on land around the border area. And I can tell you the border area, it's very safe at this moment.
Guyana's permanent representative to the United Nations, Caroline Rodriguez Burkett, on Tuesday rigorously defended the country's efforts to tackle issues relating to human rights. Burkett was at the time leading a team that responded to questions and recommendations raised at the OHCHR UN Human Rights Council Universal Periodic Review UPR in Geneva, Switzerland. Guyana is among 14 nations that are earmarked to have their human rights record reviewed. This is Guyana's fourth review, with its most recent occurrence happening in January of 2020. Responding to a number of questions and recommendations made by several country representatives, Guyana's permanent representative to the United Nations, Caroline Rodrigues Burkett, on Tuesday noted that the government of Guyana has placed a keen focus on developing appropriate systems to ensure that the human rights of all Guyanese are upheld. She said that this implementation is happening through several projects that span many areas, including healthcare, education, prison reform, and domestic violence. In direct response to Guyana maintaining a respectful environment for all ethnic groups, Burkett said that the government remains committed to honoring its unique diversity.
I'd like to say that we pride ourselves on the harmony that we have achieved, not tolerance, the harmony that we've achieved in terms of the various religious groups in our country, the entire country, and we continue to work on ensuring that our people are united. As in any multi-ethnic society, from time to time there will be challenges, but we believe that there is strength in our diversity, and this is what we continue to uphold, certainly our government.
The former Minister of Amerindian Affairs highlighted the government's aggressive drive to bridge the digital divide between coastal and rural communities. She noted that through the Office of the Prime Minister's expansive Hinterland Connectivity Program, a significant portion of Amerindian communities have already benefited from internet access. This, Burkett said, is a critical component of ensuring equitable access for all Guyanese.
We have interaction at the highest level of our government. We have outreaches by our ministers every day to different parts of the country. And I would also like to perhaps single out that every year the President and the entire Cabinet meet for 1 week with indigenous leaders to discuss their challenges, but also to discuss their development plans. It is unprecedented, the level of consultations we have right now in Guyana in terms of ensuring that everyone contributes to the policies and plans that we make.
The UPR Working Group will adopt the recommendations made to Guyana on Friday, May 9, 2025. Guyana's delegation also included Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Onaj Walrand, Senior Research Officer in the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, and other technical officials. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell. Still to come, government launches Fashion Council in push to bolster creative cultural tourism, and Region 1 records major decrease in crime and traffic accidents. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. Guyana has launched its first ever fashion council as part of a sweeping government initiative to strengthen the country's creative sector and position fashion tourism as a key driver of economic growth. President Dr. Irfaan Ali announced in a special address at the recently concluded Origins Guyana Fashion Festival.
We are also opening the Grand Railway Courtyard. This railway courtyard is going to be that space of creative talent. It's going to be that space where our artists, where our designers, where all our creative talent will gather to showcase, promote, and market their talent, their product. But beyond that, this gives us the opportunity to launch the Guyana Fashion Council that will work hand in hand with the government as we build a market, as we invest in the industry itself. We want to create a space where the government will be putting in all the equipment, the machinery, all the support service. So anyone with a creative talent in the fashion industry can walk off, use those facilities, create what they think can be a successful product, and then have the avenue through which they can market such product.
With enhanced police resources and the widespread community engagements, the crime rate is down along with traffic accidents in Region 1, Barima-Waini. Now, this was revealed by Regional Commander Senior Superintendent Krishnadat Ramana during an interview on Radio Ivleri this week.
When we look comparatively at our crime, this year compared to last year, we have a reduction of 25%, which is, I would say, it's excellent. And on our traffic also, when we are managing traffic and looking at our roads, compared to last year, we have a 50% decrease in traffic accident. Now, these things don't happen just like that. As I mentioned, it's strategies that we are working with. And the division, the ranks, they work as a team and not individually. We would sit at our meetings. The administrative meetings are held monthly with my team. And whatever decisions are being made in keeping with the Guyana Police Force strategies is disseminated to the lower ranks, and they work on that. And we have seen this division. The crime rate has been down, the accident rate has been down, and we've seen the community outreaches building relations more with members of the public. The division, I can say proudly, we are not starved for resources here. This is probably one of the major issues some time ago, before my time here as the commander, but I can proudly say at each police station and outpost, we are having transportation of the public. We have some riverine areas, for example, in Botiro, Morawano, Santa Cruz, Maruca, those areas, including Mabaroom also, we have proper boats, new boats, engines, and we would patrol the river areas. We've seen a number of things are happening within the riverine communities, and we want to be there for the citizens to serve and protect them. We've also looked at the areas where we have, a number of migrants, approximately 3,000 living here, and we are also looking at their condition to help improve their condition.
Occupational health and safety officers attached to the Ministry of Labour are conducting capacity building training sessions focused on safety at various workplaces. Gwinnetta King, the Occupational Health and Safety OHS consultant attached to the ministry, and the Assistant Chief OHS Officer, Royden Kroll, on Wednesday said that vital information and prevention advice shared during these sessions are part of efforts to reduce and prevent workplace accidents.
Workplace safety remains a critical concern because in many homes, the breadwinner is often the person who may become injured at a work site, and therefore this affects the entire family. Gwinnetta King, the Occupational Health and Safety Consultant at the Ministry of Labour, on Wednesday said the ministry is charged with the responsibility of monitoring and encouraging and enforcing health and safety at workplaces. How does the ministry ensure it's properly executing its duties? According to Ms. King, labor officers are sent to different workplaces and agencies where they disseminate information that is vital and crucial to ensuring that workplaces are being safe and avoiding or preventing the cause of accidents and incidents.
We'll investigate accidents, workplace accidents, because accidents are supposed to be reported to us. It's a legal requirement. If it's a fatal accident, it's to be reported forthwith. If it is a non-fatal, it's to be reported within 4 days. We have been focusing on the high-risk areas as well as low-risk, but high-risk areas are our priority.
World Day for Safety and Health was observed on April 28th. Ryden Kroll, an Assistant Chief Occupational Health and Safety Officer attached at the ministry, was one of the persons on the team that was on the ground at several of these activities, disseminating the information that is vital for preventing accidents and workplace incidents.
So what we do is have an officer for that area conduct the training, and we have some senior officers here who do some specialized training. So the training is arranged, everything is sorted out, and the officer goes to that workplace. We go to that workplace, and all the officers, we do PowerPoint presentations. That's for trainings more than an hour. With regards to awareness talks, officers have brochures that they use. And for instance, for the mining inspections and the trainings that they had, this is what was used. However, the feedback from the companies we've been doing the training at, we're really happy with the content which was given and which would enable them to enhance safety in their workplace. Since we would have found oil a few years ago, everybody is into safety. They want to know this, they want to know that, the rights of the workers, duties of the employers. So they are really upbeat with it.
The Labour Minister has reaffirmed the need for workplace safety, especially in the areas or sectors that have industrial accidents. These include the mining, construction, manufacturing, and agricultural sectors, with Labour officers stationed in almost every region to keep track of the agencies and ensure that accidents can be actively reported on and prevented. In 2024, a total of 32 workplace deaths were recorded and over 500 accidents were reported, with the ministry receiving these reports and launching investigations. Oftentimes, these investigations are conducted by the ministry with recommendations to be implemented by the workplaces sent forward. The ministry also conducts follow-ups to ensure that the recommendations are being implemented and that preventive action is being taken. Reporting for the newsroom from the Ministry of Labour at Brickdam, I am Lizzie Yearwood.
When the newsroom returns, financial weather and bridge reports along with sport news. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. In tonight's sport news, we start things off with some cricket news. Barbados Pelicans defeated Guyana Rainforest Rangers by 7 wickets in a crucial Breakout T20 League encounter at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, eliminating the Rainforest Rangers from the competition. The match was a must-win for both sides to keep their hopes alive in the tournament. After being put into bat, Guyana Rainforest Rangers struggled to form meaningful partnerships and posted a total of 153 for 6 in their 20 overs. Kevlon Anderson was the standout performer for the Rangers, scoring a well-compiled 69 off 61 balls, while Quinton Sampson provided a late surge with an unbeaten 43 off 23 balls. However, the rest of the batting order failed to provide adequate support. In reply, Barbados Pelicans chased the target relatively easy, reaching 156 for 3 in just 16.2 overs. Shakir Paris played a dominant innings, scoring 85 off 46 balls, comprising 5 fours and 7 sixes. Despite economical spells from Ashmead Ned, 1 for 18, and Ronaldo Ali Muhammad, 1 for 16, the other Guyana bowlers couldn't contain the Pelicans' aggressive batting. The senior men's basketball team will have a cultural and basketball exchange in French Guyana from May 21 to the 26th. The trip is part of the French Guyana's Guyana Day celebrations, a week-long showcase of Guyanese culture featuring arts, entertainment, and sport.
The Guyana Basketball Federation sees this as a prime opportunity for the national squad, as French Guyana doesn't participate in the Caribbean Basketball Confederation tournament. Outside of the inter-Guyana games, senior level matchups between the two have been scarce, making this a significant moment for the program. Coached by Adrian Hooper and assisted by Marlon Rodriguez, the selected team blends with rising talent. Coach Hooper emphasized that while the store has a focused roster, the GBF is planning other tours throughout the year to give more players national team experience. A notable inclusion is US-based guard Anish Ramlal from St. Cloud State University. He sees his selection as one of the continued effort by the GBF to integrate diaspora players and enriching the national talent pool. The rest of the roster includes Stanton Rose Jr., Harold Adams, Orland Glasgow, Jermaine Slater, Zion Gray, Travis Belgrave, Nikolai Smith, Shamar and Domir Gladstone. The tour follows Ghana's recent trip to Suriname as the GBF prioritizes consistent competition for its national teams. These initiatives are part of a larger strategy to keep local talent active and provide exposure to international play.
Shimron Hetmyer's prospects of representing the West Indies appear increasingly uncertain, with international cricket commentator Nikhil suggesting that a dip in form and likely off-field issues have led to his exclusion. Hetmyer was notably absent from the West Indies squad named for the upcoming one-day international ODI series against Ireland and England. While Hetmyer featured in the West Indies 2-1 series victory over a second-stirring England side last year, he subsequently missed the white ball series against Bangladesh due to illness. The comments on Sportback Zone highlights the growing concerns surrounding the talented left-handed batsman who is currently participating in the Indian Premier League, IPL, for the Rajasthan Royals.
What you think this means for his West Indies future, the fact that he is not part of this squad?
I think it means that we won't be seeing Shimron Hetmyer for the foreseeable future. Now look, exactly what happened last year could happen again, where he went to the CPL and scored 500 runs and got back into the West Indies T20 team. But I just think it's been a blend of subpar performances when you think about the one-day format. I think only 130-plus score in more than 10 games back. And also the issues that he's dealt with off the field and the constant absences, if we're being honest and real. I think that has had a part to play, especially when you have guys like Django and Graves who are scoring runs in the 50-over format. You want to develop talent like Joel Andrew. I think I can't see Shimron Hetmyer returning to the West Indies team, given the direction I'm seeing from Darren Sammy. But again, there's time before the next T20 World Cup and time before the next 50-over World Cup for Shimron Hetmyer to display his skill.
Guyana's karate team earned 44 medals and third place overall at the ISKF 4th South American Masters Tournament in Bogota, Colombia. The team's medal count included 14 gold, 20 silver, and 10 bronze medals. The tournament, which brought together top karate practitioners from across South America, proved to be a thrilling showcase of talent, discipline, and sportsmanship. Guyana's contingent delivered standout performances across multiple categories, with several athletes earning multiple medals. Among the standout performers were Ariane Sankar and Agnes Seju, who both clinched gold medals in kata and kumite, demonstrating versatility and skill in both disciplines. Jasmine Dalgety and Omario also made their mark, each securing gold in kata and kumite. Rohit Sharma has retired from Test cricket with immediate effect, meaning India will need to name a new full-time captain almost immediately after the end of IPL 2025, with India's 5-test series in England scheduled to begin on June 20 at Headingley. The decision comes after a poor home series against Bangladesh and New Zealand late last year, and then an horror tour of Australia across December 2024 and January 2025, where he crossed 50 just once and averaged 10.93 from 8 test matches. India won both the test against Bangladesh, but were swept 3-0 by New Zealand under Rohit's captaincy, and then lost the Border Gavaskar Trophy Series in Australia 3-1. Rohit retires with 4,301 runs in 67 matches, averaging 40.57 despite the poor recent run. He scored 12 centuries and 18 half centuries over the years, with a best of 212 against South Africa in Ranchi in October 2019. And with that, we've come to the end of this newscast. On behalf of the news and technical teams, I'm Kurt Campbell saying thank you.